A photograph can stop time, can capture a moment, and make the familiar new again. It can ennoble the little things as well as the broad expanses of a state. Outdoor Idaho takes to the backcountry to learn the secrets of Idaho's landscape photographers as they chase the light.
Funding for Outdoor Idaho is made possible by the Friends of Idaho Public Television, by the Laura Moore Cunningham Foundation, committed to fulfilling the Moore's legacy of helping to build the great state of Idaho, and by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Here in the Sawtooth Mountains, it's amazing what light does to the peaks and the water. It's constantly changing. That's why this is one of the most photographed regions of the state. Hi, I'm Bruce Reichert, and welcome to Outdoor Idaho. You know, it seems that Idaho has made photographers of us all. For most of us, it's a part-time calling, but for a select few, it's a career that can sometimes involve waiting days for the proper moment. We asked some of Idaho's landscape photographers to share with us, in their own words, what it's like chasing the light.
A lot of people think, full sun is the optimum light, but the ratios of light and dark work so much better at the magic hours, sunrise, sunset. So I scope out my composition and then just wait and anticipate where the light may be at those times and shoot only then. I just want to see and capture incredible moments in time, and that's really has been my driving force for quite some time. A lot of times I'll just throw all my gear in my bag, set up the big picture, and then I'll just run around until I get the composition that I like. It's hard to get here for one thing. You're tired when you're shooting. The light only lasts for a minute, portion. And it's, all those things combined, it's hard to get one or two good shots. And it takes a little practice and a lot of effort. There's a definite sweet spot. Sometimes you get 5 minutes, sometimes you get 2 minutes, sometimes you get 15 minutes. It just all depends on what's happening around you. The peaks are magnificent. There's so many pockets of small little lakes. You can bushwhack over some passes to get to on the other side of this range or another drainage. There's just the amount of lakes in the Sawtooth is unprecedented. My personal choice is the higher alpine lakes. I love the rocky terrain and how all the terrain melds into these little basins of catch basins for water. What really grabs me about this is the slope on this granite rock here on the lakeside. Kind of mimics the slope of the peak. And then when we get that reflection to come down in to the water later this evening, it should just go, phew. Let's just wait and see. That whole face of that perch should just light up really gold if we just waited. Got another 15 minutes and it should be just brilliant gold. With this light and a few big puffy clouds, this would be spectacular. I like being away from people and just seeing nature at its pure, unadulterated state. And Idaho has a huge amount of wilderness, and sawtooths are just one example of that.
Well, the way I approach it is film is the canvas and light is the brush. And really, the camera is just a tool. A sculptor can use a chainsaw or a chisel. A photographer can use a point and shoot or an 11x14 view camera. Really, all they are is just tools. The important thing is the work that's created. The sky is not doing what I hoped it would. However, I do like the little gold light streaks on the stumps. Well, I look for the same thing that a painter looks for, or any other artist. Composition, light, form, balance, texture. Photographic art is more of an inner vision rather than capturing something from the outside. There's so much country in Idaho, I think a person could spend 10 lifetimes exploring it and still not see it all. I've learned that the only way that I can be gratified and with my own existence is to create things. And I often create things other than photography too. I make metal sculptures, I play a little music. And if I'm not creating something, then I'm empty inside, I'm missing. So I have to constantly be creating something. I feel really fortunate, and I am able to make a living at it and also be able to enjoy the life at the same time.
It's so subtle and simple, it's almost abstract in a way. At first I saw that as a blandness, but after being here for, to see the changes like day after day, the color, the texture, the light, the crops, change subtly, it kind of grows on you, and it comes to be a place that you realize is actually really rich, and the subtlety is very elegant. All of it's a big treasure hunt, really. It's, there's a hunting kind of thing in it where you're trying to catch a moment and a subject. A lot of times I don't know what it is exactly that I'm looking for. Well, all the time I really don't know what exactly I'm looking for. It's just, waiting for some moment where you kind of go, wow, that's great, that's cool, or it's different, or, you just see the landscape somehow differently. And it's amazing how many shots you can get from one spot on the Palouse, because there's such a broad area here that, I know something neat's going to happen. I'm not exactly sure where it's going to be. I'm surprised that I can still be surprised that the subject continues to keep me going. It lends itself to being photographed in kind of subtle, semi-abstract kind of ways that as an artist, I really like. It's not even a choice, like people say, like, what did you do to become a photographer, or when did you decide to become a photographer? And it really wasn't even a choice. It was just kind of a natural progression of things that I was driven toward doing and kind of can't stop doing. I love what I do. In fact, I'm overly addicted to all of it. I think it's the way everyone should work, to do something they love.
I've shot out here quite a bit, so I'm I'm looking for something I haven't done before. But see, the light that way is great on the mountains, but it's not happening on the Camas. There's a little hole in the sky there, and if that breaks through, with the storm clouds behind it, I might have something. So I'm gonna set up. You ever think about the amount of time in your life you spend waiting for a cloud to move? When you're shooting, I mean, you're trying to express yourself. And I guess people, if you do it well, people pick up on that. Everybody's got a different take on how they shoot. I think if you do it long enough, at a high enough level, everybody develops a style. It's not like, style is based on repetition, and you don't want to continually repeat yourself, but there is sort of a vision that you develop, the same way a writer's got a voice, right? I think fundamentally I'm a landscape photographer. Even when I'm shooting people, I'm a landscape photographer. And I shoot a lot of people, but I'm primarily zone in on light first, and then, which is starting to happen right now actually, and composition and drama. But I don't know, I don't articulate it so well. It's like, I'd just as soon let the photos speak for themselves. I'm looking for light. I'm looking for something I haven't seen before. And I'm kind of looking to see where the birds are hanging out right now, because what I'd like to have some birds working over the Camas, because the Camas is pretty good, but it's not peaked. It peaked last weekend, and so like the glory flower shot is too late. And so birds. That last thing I was shooting was kind of nice. Got this little bird, the avocet, that's nesting up there, silhouetted against there, and he's diminutive, but the whole landscape sort of works. And the only reason that I would even shoot there right now is because I've got this animated landscape idea in my head. So it sort of gives me a framework. Like, oh yeah, that'll work. So. Yeah, so the blooms are down so much that they're not going to work so great for a landscape that's about the Camas. So I'm going to plan B, which is shooting the birds flying over them. And plan C, and plan D, which is to go have a beer when it all totally craps out on you, right?
Hold your rod. No, you're right there, stay. No, go left. Now turn your body side, right there. Can you hear me?
This particular area here is an area I fell in love with years ago, and have come over here many, many times, and have made good friends with many of the people over here and the guides. And I'm an avid fly fisherman, and so you put photography and fly fishing together, and it just makes for great pictures and good relationships.
Let me get all ready for you, and we'll do it again.
Pretty wet.
Pretty wet? It's getting drenched down there.
You know, I kind of pre-visualize shots just like Mark and Leland, but I like to interact with people. I think from a sales standpoint, There are a lot of landscape photographs, but there are not very many with people or interacting with nature and the environment. So I tend to do that. I'm a real people person. I've been that way kind of all my life, and so I enjoy people, and interact with them with pictures is just a joy for me. I work with Patagonia and Orvis and some of the other suppliers, and so I'm always buying new product, new clothes, colorful things, mainly solid colors, hats, just you name the equipment, I've got it all. I've got like 15, 20 fly rods and reels and so on, and so I just buy all that stuff, and then I bring it and I kind of set the shoot with the model and vary the color from one shoot to another as much as I can. The color that we've kind of selected for Doug this morning really looks good with the light tan waders and the blue backpack with kind of a burnt orange ex officio shirt, and then with the blue hat that really blends in well, and of course the rod and the line on the reel is orange, so that kind of really stands out a lot better than if it was just like a gray line or, you know, some other color that didn't really stand out. Before I was a photographer, I didn't really see things, but now I see the most minute things, and I'm always sensitive to what's around me. Smells and sounds, and you know, and the clouds and the change of weather, and it all just is so wonderful when you can broaden your senses and be a photographer. You can go other places, but you know, once you're an Idaho person, you're always one, and there are just so many beautiful places here. You get acquainted with people, you know the seasons, there's a demand for the pictures. So yeah, this is my favorite place to photograph.
Everybody wants to get a colorful image, and fall, you know, presents more opportunities to do that. You know, out here right now I'm looking at white snow on the mountains, and you know, green pine trees and yellow aspens, and so I think that people respond to that and want to, you know, find out the best way to capture the colors. Like with that, if you're just trying to capture the mist, if you had a bunch of sky in it, then I'd use one of the filters. But if you're just zoomed in, like if you just frame those trees.
Yeah, I wanted to frame the tree with the background with the mist.
Yep.
But then...
No, it's okay. Trying to get them to see light, to line up things in composition and think more about their pictures than just going out and standing and seeing a beautiful scene and taking a picture. Instead, going out there and composing a shot with lighting and making a picture versus to just taking a picture. To see how the elements, I'm looking out here right now, just to see how the elements contrast each other, to see how the bright yellow leaves of an aspen contrast to the dark green of a pine behind it, and how to use those elements to make a nice picture. This is really important, so go ahead and look at that and do that depth of field preview like you did before.
And this guy?
It's at the top button, yep.
Oh.
See?
And
so
that
that's
branch is actually in the way. Did you see that?
Yep, yep. That's what the picture is going to look like. Landscape photography can be anything from the wide-angle view with the beautiful sky in it, down to a minute detail of you know, today there was some, you know, a lot of rain dripping off leaves and things like that. So recording really the natural world around you. What I don't like is this line going through there.
Yeah.
It's distracting, so is that line. When you can't find a shot, when you're thinking about how to line things up, you do this. And then all of a sudden, like rapture, it comes to me.
Well, we're in the Upper Pomeroy Valley, surrounded by the highest mountains in the state, and a relatively unusual atmospheric condition with a lot of fog that is just, morning fog that's just beginning to lift fairly quickly, which gives us all kinds of opportunities for a different kind of atmospheric dynamic with the mountains. One of the things I try to look for is an interplay with the earth and the air. Yes, got it. This is what I live for, totally. To be in a place that is isolated, that has magic going on. It feels like it's all mine. This is gorgeous. There is sun, there's mountains that are just exposed off in the distance with the sun on them in a vignette in this shot that is just, again, totally unexpected. It's just amazing. Gorgeous. What we have here is something that is relatively untouched. We have vast expanse of open space. We've got an ability to look at a huge vista and see it as close to the natural environment that the Native Americans saw, that's been here for a millennia, millions of years. It's unaltered. There are moments in time when obviously, like in this kind of a situation, where we can visually see that interplay, what's going on, the forces of nature. What I'd like to do is to try to compose an image that doesn't necessarily say, you know, this is an example of this area as much as this is what this kind of earth-sky dynamic can create. So it's not location specific, it's more zoned into a feeling then at that point that is evoked by this interaction, this dynamic that's going on. And this is a great time for it. This is a great space for that. We've got it changing every minute, every second, in every direction. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. The dynamic is just so powerful. There's so much going on. The sun has to be just right to hit those clouds and light them just the way they are, to get that snow so you can see every contour in the mountain. The banding of the lower clouds as it congeals. It's just all there. It's all there. This is the dynamic. This is the change. And it's so fleeting. It comes and it goes. And if a person is lucky enough to capture that image and to be able to share it with the world, to be able to say, this is your earth, this is something special.
The great photographer Ansel Adams once said, "There are no rules for good photographs, there are only good photographs." but it sure helps when the scenery is inspiring. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Funding for Outdoor Idaho is made possible by the Friends of Idaho Public Television, by the Laura Moore Cunningham Foundation, committed to fulfilling the Moores' legacy of helping to build the great state of Idaho, and by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.